Last time on
Monday Night Raw. Let me tell you something, brother. Partner.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I got Hulk Hogan, real American beer, that I teamed up.
To protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within our nation. Thank you, WWE Universe, for booing that old-ass racist. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of EK Wrestling. My name is Brandon. There was so much hype, pomp, and circumstance going into the debut of Raw on Netflix, and I thought for sure we will be talking about the next crazy development in the Bloodline story, fantasy booking John Cena's last year, or speculating what The Rock would be doing for WrestleMania.
Got him!
But I would have never thought that the talk of the town on social and mainstream media would be about Hulk Hogan. But before we get into all that, I just wanted to extend my sincerest thoughts, prayers, and love for all those who have been affected by the fires out there in California. They were literally just out there in Los Angeles for Raw and NXT, so unfortunately it is affecting those within our community. I know there are a lot more serious things going on in the world, but I appreciate you for tuning in. Wrestling isn't perfect, but it is our escape, and hopefully this video can be a nice little distraction for you too. With that being said, for any of y'all that may have missed it, let's catch you up to speed on why we're shitting all over Hulk Hogan. So last Monday morning, ahead of their Netflix premiere, WWE announced a multi-year partnership with Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, which included them getting a minority stake in the company, and that Real American Beer would be one of the sponsored ads on the Raw ring mats going forward. I guess they figured, well, we need to promote this, and we are rolling out all the big stops for the first episode on Netflix. All the biggest stars and celebrities are gonna be there. How do you not have one of the biggest attractions in WWE history make an appearance? From WWE's perspective, I bet they were thinking, let's kill two birds with one stone. We get the beer sponsorship kicked off, and we get a major Legends appearance out of the whole thing as well. Then we can all be winners. Right?
Wrong.
Hogan comes out expecting a hero's welcome, talking about how the fans have had his back through thick and thin, that they've been his greatest tag team partner, only for him to get showered in a deafening chorus of boos. It was music to my ears. He could barely get through his promo. It was a disaster, and I know that's not the reception that they were hoping for. But here's my thing. Whose idea was this? How did you not see that reaction coming? I want to go ahead and get this out of the way because I already saw people online saying that the fans are being disrespectful by booing Hulk Hogan. Alright man, look, you can't deny the impact that Hulk Hogan has had on the wrestling industry. No shade to what we've got going on now, but Hogan's directly responsible for kicking off the two most popular and successful eras in the history of professional wrestling. He was the face of the 80s rock and wrestling era. Without him, WWE doesn't expand from the regional promotion into the global phenomenon that it is today. And then there's the famed Monday Night Wars. WWE wouldn't have made that creative shift to the Attitude Era if it wasn't for the third man joining the New World Order of professional wrestling, brother. So yes, he's earned his place in history. Of course he's a legend, but his legacy is tarnished. And he has no one to blame for that but himself. Hogan deserved to get booed, and I'm more than happy that he did. Why did he get booed, you may ask? I'll tell you why. But there is one narrative going around that I would like to address first. I know the popular things these days is to make everything a political line in the sand. Hogan got booed because of them California liberals. They're a bunch of woke snowflakes. Whatever. I know you've seen those comments. And yeah, Hogan was cutting promos at the RNC. But let's not pretend that everybody loved Hogan so much before this, and the only reason he could have gotten booed is because he was a Republican in a blue state. To assert that would be pretty disingenuous and quite frankly revisionist history. Lest we forget that Hogan got booed in Tampa, Florida at WrestleMania back in 2021.
Yo, brothers, and welcome to WrestleMania Sunday.
Years before he did the whole MAGA power shit. We've been tired of Hogan. Furthermore, wrestling has fans from all walks of life. If it was really about whichever candidate you supported, then why did Taker, Triple H, and Stephanie all get massive pops on the same night? Triple H and Stephanie were at Trump's Mar-a-Lago party on New Year's Eve. Linda McMahon is a part of his cabinet. Undertaker and Kane publicly endorsed Trump on Mark's podcast. You see where I'm going here? I know social media has gotten us conditioned to some really dumb hot takes, but wrestling fans are a lot smarter and savvier than anybody gives us credit for. Even though this business is based on predetermined outcomes, you can't fake authenticity. Fans know a phony and a charlatan when they see one. All those kids who grew up eating their vitamins and saying their prayers witnessed the steroid trial. Hogan's art of brothering, the backstage politicking, and stabbing his friends in the back have become widely known wrestling lore at this point. And his pathological lying is just as heavily documented on this platform as are the countless videos exposing big content creators, so maybe those could be some of the reasons why the bloom has come off the rose for the Hulkster. But what if I told you there's another reason why people booed Hogan? A reason that can't be as easily forgotten or ignored. The true reason why a lifelong fan like me has no love or respect for Terry Bollea, the man behind the character, and why I have no desire to see him ever appear on my television again. Maybe it's because he, by his own self-admission, is a racist.
I'm not a double standard. I'm a racist to a point.
Hogan won't rap in song lyrics and the word just accidentally slipped out. He got caught on tape using the hard I, talking about how he didn't want his daughter dating black men. And in another conversation with his son, who at the time was serving an 8-month sentence for permanently disabling his friend in a car accident, Hogan prayed to God that he and his son wouldn't be punished by being reincarnated as black people. When all of this came out, he got fired from the WWE and removed from the Hall of Fame. Maybe there's some of you out there that will say, oh, it was more than 10 years ago, let's move on. But when the WWE brought him back a few years afterwards, he didn't show a genuine effort to change, and his apology split the locker room, mainly because he tried to give them some pep talk of being careful what you say because you never know if you're being recorded. He wasn't actually sorry for what he said. He was sorry he got caught. And still, after all these years, after he's had ample time and opportunity to make amends, he hasn't done a single thing. He's just been hoping this would all go away. Mark Henry just told us that he tried to help him. He offered to take him on a tour of black colleges and law schools to try to learn from the experience and explain what happened, but he didn't want to do it. But you're telling me he was shocked by this reception. Hogan, did you really think that we were just gonna forget that all of this ever happened? That you were just gonna get cheered like it was 1985 again?
Am I so out of touch? No. It's the children who are wrong.
Now, I did read a Sports Illustrated article that said that Hogan wanted to try to capitalize off of this response, turn heel, work this into some kind of angle, make more appearances. Nah. That doesn't work for me, brother. This isn't some kind of great heel heat you got going on. This is what you call go away heat. Take that shit and go to UFC or somewhere else. We don't want it. Cause let's be real. What does Hulk Hogan in big 2025 do for anybody? As Triple H always says, WWE is on fire right now. We're in a place where we don't need Legends nights to pop ratings anymore. He still has his place in history. You can sell his merch, put him in the documentaries, the video packages, the games, I don't care. But if this is really a new era for WWE and they're trying to wash the sins away of the old regime, we have much better heroes to look up to from the past and present with much better reputations that can still give us the segments, the moments, and the matches that we actually want to see. So TKO, WWE, let's read the room going forward. Don't piss us off by trotting out Hogan anymore. Alright, that's enough of that. I don't typically enjoy making videos like this, but I know it was a major talking point going around in the community. And to be fair, I also know that we have a lot of new and lapsed fans coming into wrestling these days that may not be as familiar with Hogan's controversial remarks or his past, so I thought it was a pretty important thing to address for today. Anywho, I'm ready to talk about more interesting and exciting things, like what's gonna be the main event of WrestleMania? Did The Rock's confusing promos actually confirm or deny that he's gonna be there? What is all of that gonna look like? I'll be dropping that video most likely either Friday or Saturday, so if that interests you, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay tuned for when it hits. Thank you so much for watching another episode of EK Wrestling. I love you all and I appreciate the support as always. Until next time, especially in the times that we're living in now, please remember that wrestling is not a love story. It's much more than that. It's hope. And in a world surrounded in hate, greed, and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap, for better or for worse. Take care, guys.